Good morning, students. Welcome to the online classes in physics for standard 10th. Students, I had told you that today we shall begin understanding about the combination of resistors. First, we should understand what is a resistor. Resistor is anything that opposes the flow of current. Its symbol, is like this, and we denote it by capital R. So this figure shows a resistor. For example, a bulb. That bulb has some resistance. That resistance is in its filament, the normal torch bulb that you see. The coils of a fan, they also have resistance. In heaters, water heaters, the coils, they have some resistance. In heaters, the nichrome coil, that nichrome has some resistance. All these things, electrical equipments, they have some resistance. That means they oppose the flow of current or charge through them. If I have a resistor and its ends, I connect it to a battery, that creates a potential difference V between the ends of the resistor. Then the current flows from the positive to the negative terminal of the battery. So there will be some current in the circuit. That current we write as suppose I. If the potential difference between the ends of the resistor, here the ends of the resistor are at A and B. So between A and B, what is the potential difference? V. What is the current through the resistance? I. And what is the value of resistance of this resistor? R. Using Ohm's law, you know that these three are related using the relation V is equal to I times R. Often in case of electrical circuits, we find there are combinations of these resistors. Now these resistors can be combined in two main common ways. One of them is series, one of them is parallel, about which we shall discuss something today. So let us discuss them one by one. Let's see first series combination of resistors. Suppose we have three resistors whose resistances are R1, R2 and R3. So these three resistors are represented in the figure. If we wish to connect them in series, then one end of first resistor and one end of the second resistor, you have to connect them. Then the second resistor other end, you have to connect to one of the ends of the third resistor. And if you have one more resistor like that, you have to connect the three resistors end to end. That means just these two resistors you connect them using some connecting wire, copper wire. These two resistances also you connect. This kind of combination is called as series combination. Here you have to connect the resistors end to end. End to end. And then we can connect across the combination. This is the combination of three resistors R1 and R2 and R3. Now across this combination we can connect a battery. Suppose V be the potential difference across the battery. This battery creates a potential difference V between these 2 points. Now let me name these points as A, this one I name it is B, this one C and this one D. So this is the positive terminal and this one is the negative terminal. This battery, as I told, creates a potential difference. See, the positive terminal is at higher potential. So this is at higher potential. And this side which is negative, it is at lower potential. Remember, plus and minus does not mean greater and less than 0. It means the potential which is higher is assigned plus value. The potential which is lower is assigned minus value. This potential difference V is applied between which points? You see, this is connected to point A and the negative terminal is connected to point D. So we can write potential at A minus potential at D. This is the potential difference between points A and D. So this is equal to V. Is it clear, students? This potential difference V is equal to VA minus VD. That is the potential difference between the points A and D. So this implies I'll write V is equal to, now VA minus VD, I'll arrange it. You see, how do we write it? VA minus VD I can write as VA minus VB plus VB minus VC plus VC minus VD. Is it clear? You can see, students, minus VB and plus VB, these two will cancel. Likewise, minus VC plus VC, they will also cancel. What will be left? VA minus VD, that will be left. Now you see, VA minus VB is the difference in the potentials at points A and B. So potential difference between these 2 points. These 2 points are nothing but the ends of first resistor of resistance R1. So suppose this potential difference across R1 I write as V1. Likewise, V2 and V3 with the potential difference across R2 and R3. Okay? What does that mean? This V1 is VA minus VB, V2 is VB minus VC, and V3 is VC minus VD. Put these values in this equation. So this implies our V becomes VA minus VB I will write as V1. Likewise, VB minus VC I will write as V2, and one more term V3. This is the first important condition for series combination. The potential difference across the ends of the combination is equal to sum of potential differences across each resistors in series. You can put them in words also. The potential difference across the combination is equal to sum of potential difference across each resistor. Is it clear, students? Please remember this, that the total potential difference V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Why does that happen? Because of this reason. Next, this battery will send some current. Let the current be I. And how do we measure current? Current we can measure using an ammeter. You know, ammeter symbol is this way. This ammeter will record how much current? I. If you connect this ammeter here, it reads suppose I. Now what you do, you disconnect this ammeter, and instead of this point, suppose you connect here. You will find again it shows current I. If you connect over here at this point, the ammeter, or at this point, anywhere you connect in this circuit, you will find always that ammeter will record how much current? I. What does this mean? This means that the current at each point in series combination is same. At all the points you will find the current remains same. You can connect it at any point. Clear? Now why does that happen? That happens because of the fact that current is nothing but flow of charge per unit time. So current arises because of flow of charges. So when charges flow, they don't find any alternative path. If you see carefully in this circuit, if you start from this end, there is only one line across which you can, along with which you can move. There is no distribution of path. There is only one path. There is only one way. So all the charge has to flow in this path only. There is no alternative path. There is only one path for current to flow. The current and each point remains same. That means current through each of the resistances R1, R2 and R3 will remain equal to I. So through R1 the current will be I, through R2 the current will be I, and through R3 also the current will be I. This is an important property in series. So before I proceed further, let me summarize what two important things we have discussed. In series combination, the total potential difference across the combination V is a sum of the potential difference across each resistors. That is V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now, if there is some charge moving in the circuit, the same charge has to flow through R1, same charge has to flow through R2, same charge has to flow through R3. Imagine some electrons are moving like this. Suppose these electrons, suppose when they come here, they have to flow through R3. After that, if there were alternative path means suppose there is a wire like this, which is connected like this. Suppose, then these electrons when they reach here, then out of all of those electrons, some electrons will flow through this path and remaining electrons will flow through this path. So there is a possibility of distribution of charges. That path which has less resistance, more charge will flow. That path which has more resistance, there less charge will flow. That is the definition for resistance. If there is more resistance means there is more opposition. But if there is no choice for the charges, there is no choice. There is only one path. So they can't do anything, they are helpless. So they have to flow through the same path. And that's why all the points on this circuit will give you same value of current, and that's why I told you wherever you connect the ammeter in a series combination, it will give same reading. Now we'll use Ohm's law for these three resistors. Now how do you find V1, V2 and V3? That you can find by connecting voltmeters. So actually you can represent a better circuit by connecting in parallel voltmeters. Remember students, ammeter is connected in series, voltmeter is connected in parallel, because voltmeter measures potential difference between 2 points. Now see, this voltmeter is connected between points A and B. All these points you can take as B, all these points you can take as A, all these points you can take as C, and so on. So this V is nothing but VA minus VB. What is our VA minus VB? VA minus VB we have taken as V1. So this potential difference I'll write as V1. This one is VB minus VC, that is V2, and this one is VC minus VD, that is V3. Now we'll use Ohm's law. From Ohm's law, we'll write the values of V1, V2 and V3. What would be our V1? V1 is the potential difference across resistance R1. Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. So this V1 is equal to current through this resistance multiplied by the value of resistance. What is the current through this R1? It is I. And what is the value of resistance? It is R1. So V1 will be how much? I times R1. V2 will be I times R2. Because the current remains same, I. And likewise V3 will be how much? I times R3. Is it clear? Now we'll put the values of V1, V2 and V3 in equation 1. So from 1, what will we get? V is equal to, instead of V1 I'll put I R1, instead of V2 I'll put I R2, and instead of V3 I'll put I R3. So I can take common. So I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. Is it clear, students? Now there is a term called as net resistance or equivalent resistance. So let RS, S for series, be the net or equivalent resistance of the combination. What does that mean? That means we remove R1, R2 and R3. All these resistors we will remove, and we'll put a single resistor of resistance value how much, Rs, such that the same current, same voltage should be recorded by the ammeter and voltmeters. That means the circuit will be something like this. We'll have Rs, we'll have this ammeter, and we have that battery, same battery. If you wish, you can connect a voltmeter here, V. So this is the equivalent circuit for this. So we have to find the value of this Rs. I told the current should remain same, so that current will be I. Potential difference across the combination must be same. Here it is V, here also it is V. So therefore you must have V is equal to, the total current is I and the total resistance is how much, Rs. Equation number 4. Now we shall equate equations 3 and 4. So we'll write from 3 and 4. You see their LHS are same, V and V. So their RHS must also be same. So I times Rs must be equal to I times R1 plus R2 plus R3. Current I will cancel from both sides. So we will be left with Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now this is the formula for expression for the equivalent resistance for a series combination of resistors. Instead of 3 resistors, if we have only 2, R1 and R2, then we should write Rs is equal to R1 plus R2. If we have 4, we will write R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 and so on. If we have n resistors connected in series like this, so they have been connected end to end. So all these n resistors from R1 to Rn are in series. So their equivalent resistance between points A and B. So equivalent resistance between points A and B will be how much? Just now we had seen the formula. So Rs, S because they are in series combination, will be how much? R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so on. You have to add all the resistances till Rn. See students, concept you should understand. Don't get confused by seeing a straight line or parallel lines and then judging series and parallel combination. For example, suppose I have a figure like this. This is R1, this is R2 and this is R3. Now here R1 and R3, they are looking like parallel lines. So don't write that R1 and R3 are in parallel. If you are asked to find equivalent resistance or net resistance between points A and B in this figure, this is the figure. The first thing that you should do in your mind is to connect between these 2 points an imaginary battery. An imaginary battery. You don't have to draw this figure, just you have to think in your mind. Then the battery will send current from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. So this current will be how much? I. This you have to imagine in your mind. Now, do you think there is any alternative path or there is only one path? What do you think? Of course, one path. There is no choice for the current. If this current I is flowing, the charges are flowing, then it has to flow through this path. It has to flow through this path and this path. There is only one path. That is the criteria for series combination. Here it is looking straight. If you wish, from here you can bend the wire. Again you can bend the wire. So simply these wires have been bent. So there is no difference between this figure and its equivalent points and its equivalent figure like this. Both these figures are same. You imagine holding the point B and point A. Hold these 2 points in your hand and then stretch this. If we stretch this combination, will it not become straight like this? Yes. So that means these 2 combinations are same. They are in series, so these are also in series. So net resistance between points A and B here, if it is represented as R, then that Rs will be how much? R1 plus R2 plus R3. Is it clear, students? So always decide if there is only one path for current to flow and same current flows through each point in the circuit, that must be a series combination, and in series combination we have got this result: Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 for 3 resistors. Okay. Let's see a simple question based on series combination. There are two resistors, 2 ohm and 4 ohm. You see they are connected in series, students. Their ends are connected across a 12 volt supply. You have to find the readings of the voltmeters and the ammeter. There are two voltmeters. The readings are V1 and V2, and there is one ammeter. Here also you have to find the reading. That means you have to find ammeter will read the current I is equal to how much, here V1 is equal to how much, and here V2 is equal to how much. Step 1. Suppose I call this resistance as R1 and this resistance I call as R2. So R1 and R2, they are in series. Since they are in series, therefore net resistance is how much? R is equal to R1 plus R2, 2 ohm plus 4 ohm. That is how much? 6 ohm. That is step number 1. So this circuit we can redraw like this. There is an equivalent resistance of how much? 6 ohm, and there is a battery of how much? Potential difference 12 volt. So if I be the current in this circuit, then we must have V is equal to I times R, where R is the total resistance, V is the total potential difference, and I is the current. So this implies I will be how much? V upon R. Therefore I will become equal to, V is how much, students? 12 volts, and R is the total resistance, net resistance, that is how much? 6 ohm. So this comes out to be how much? 12 by 6, that is 2, and unit for current is amperes. So the ammeter will read a current of how much? 2 amperes. So that you can write in words also. Therefore the ammeter will record a reading of 2 ampere. Now the voltmeters. First we'll calculate V1. The V1 is the potential difference across 2 ohm resistance, that is R1. So you use Ohm's law. V1 is equal to current into resistance. We have already seen that in series combination, at all the points in the circuit, the current remains same. The current will be same through 2 ohm and through 4 ohm, and that will be same as I. I we have found 2 ampere. So this becomes how much? 2 into R1. What is the value of R1? 2. So therefore V1 is equal to how much? 2 into 2, that is 4 volts. Likewise V2 will be how much? V2 will be current through this resistance, that is I. The same current I will flow through this resistance also, times its resistance R2. I is how much? 2 ampere, and what is R2? 4. So 2 into 4 volts, that is 8 volts. That is the answer. And so to check that V1 plus V2 is equal to total potential difference, 4 volt plus 8 volt, and that must be equal to 12 volt. That means our answer is correct. Okay. Let's now discuss about parallel combination of resistors. We have 3 resistors of resistances R1, R2 and R3. To connect them in parallel, what you have to do? Identify the ends of the resistors. These two are the ends, these two are the ends, and these two are the ends. One of these three, one end of these 3 resistors, this one, and this one, you connect them together like so. Likewise, their other ends, this one, and this one, also should be connected together. Such a combination of resistors where their one ends are connected together and their other ends are also connected together is referred to as parallel combination. This combination we can connect across a battery V. I'll name these points as A and B. Let's see now how do we calculate the total resistance in this particular case. As I've told earlier, this battery, this terminal is positive and this one is negative. This will send some current, let that current be I, and it will receive also same amount of current, that is I. This current I will flow till this point A, and then it has a choice. Unlike series resistance combinations, in series combination we found there is only one path, but here we find for the current now there are three choices. Some of the current will flow through R1, some will flow through R2, and some will flow through R3. And how much current will flow, that will depend upon the value of resistance. If resistance is more, then in that path current will be less, and if resistance is less, in that path current will be more. Out of I, suppose through this path the current is I1, through R2 the current is I2, and through R3 the current is I3. So I can write the total current in the circuit I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. No doubt in this. So this is first statement, that the current in the circuit, total current in the circuit gets divided among the resistors. If you remember, in case of series we had discussed that total potential difference gets divided among the resistors. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 we used to write. Here we are writing I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. This is statement number 1. Let's see the potential difference. Potential difference across R1, R2 and R3. R1 is connected between which two points if I ask? Your answer will be A and B. You see, this end of the wire is connected to point A, this end is connected to point B. So potential difference across R1 is nothing but VA minus VB. Likewise, potential difference across R2 will be how much? Same, because R2 is also connected between same 2 points. So I will write VA minus VB, and this also will be VA minus VB. What does this mean? This means that in parallel combination, potential difference across each resistor is same. Is it clear, students? So this is just opposite to that of series combination. And this V, if you see, this battery is also connected between which points? A and B. So this is nothing but VA minus VB. So VA minus VB I can write as V, this also I can write as V, this also we can write as V. Now using Ohm's law, for R1, R2 and R3 we will get some equations. Let's see for R1. For R1, this potential difference is how much? V. We have discussed the potential difference is same, V. What is the current? I1. What is the resistance? R1. Likewise here for R2, V is equal to I2 into R2. Likewise for R3, current is I3, resistance is R3, and potential difference is V. So we will write V is equal to I3 times R3. From these three equations we can calculate the currents. So this implies what will be I1? I1 will be V upon R1. Here I2 will be V upon R2, and here I3 will be V upon R3. Put these three values of I1, I2, I3 in equation 1. So I am writing here from 1 I is equal to, I'll put the value of I1. I1 is how much? V upon R1. Then V upon R2 for I2. And then I3, I'll put V upon R3. Now what is common, students? V is common. So let us take V outside the bracket. And what will be left? 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. And I'll write that as equation number 2. Now we'll assume RP, P for parallel. Let RP be the net resistance or equivalent resistance of the combination, of the parallel combination. That means what I had told earlier, we will remove R1, R2 and R3, and instead of them, we will put a single resistance whose value will be how much? Rp. And this will be connected to the battery. The current should remain same. The total current was I, the total current will be I. Potential difference total was V, here also it is V. So therefore, here we will have V is equal to the total current I times Rp. And this implies I will be how much? It will be V upon Rp. This I write as equation number 3. From 2 and 3, we can equate these two equations. And let's see what we get. From 2 and 3, you see their LHS are same, I and I. So therefore, their RHS must also be same. So V upon Rp is equal to V whole into 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. So V will cancel from both sides. So what will be left is this. And this is the formula for equivalent resistance for a parallel combination of 3 resistors. If we have only 2 resistances, the formula will be 1 by Rp is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. And likewise for n resistors also we can write the equation. So let's see that. So if you have n resistors R1, R2, R3, so on till Rn connected in parallel, then for this combination the net resistance between their combined ends, common ends, that is A and B, will be given as Rp. Suppose Rp is the net resistance. Then how do you find this? Reciprocal of this will be sum of reciprocals of the individual resistance, 1 by R1, 1 by R2 up till 1 by Rn. So let's do a simple question based on this. So we have a parallel combination of 2 resistors. Their values are given 3 ohm and 6 ohm. Clearly they are connected between same 2 points. So these two are in parallel. And this combination is connected to a 4.5 volt battery. You have to find net resistance and current in the circuit. So net resistance part A is easy. You will see that these 2 resistances, let us call them as R1 and R2. So R1 and R2, they are connected in parallel. They are connected in parallel. Since they are connected in parallel, therefore the net resistance can be easily found using the formula 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, where R is the net resistance. So this becomes 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, and this implies R. You can solve it yourself. You can take LCM. This is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is not R, that is reciprocal of R. So R will become 2 ohm. So 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistors in parallel, that gives net resistance as 2 ohm. Now current in the circuit. Let I be the current in the circuit. Language you can put it yourself. So what is total voltage? V is 4.5 volts. Resistance of the circuit is 2 ohm. Current we have to find. So use Ohm's law. So V is IR, so I will be V upon R. That is 4.5 upon 2 ampere. That becomes how much? 2.25 amperes. Is it clear, students? Okay. Let us discuss some questions, simple questions based on series and parallel combination. Here is the first question. There is a wire of resistance capital R. That wire is bent in the form of a circle. Suppose this is the wire. Its resistance was how much? R. The same wire, now it is bent in the form of a circle. Like this. You have to find the resistance between diametrically opposite points. What would be the resistance between diametrically opposite points? Choose any diameter. So these are the endpoints of the diameter. I'll call these endpoints as A and B. So you have to find net resistance between the points A and B. Now this figure I will redraw it like this. See, resistance, you know, students, is directly proportional to length. If you remember that formula, R is equal to rho times L by A. Factors affecting resistance we had discussed. Suppose this length is L. Then this half of the circle will have length L by 2 and this also will have length L by 2. So this will be L by 2, this will be L by 2 and this length was how much? L. Since resistance is directly proportional to length, if length is reduced to half, resistance will also reduce to half. So this part of the resistance, the upper part, will have resistance R by 2 and this lower half, that is lower semicircular part, will also have resistance R by 2. Now in the form of circuit, let me write these 2 points as A and B. The upper part, let me put in the form of symbol for resistance. This is the symbol for resistance, you know. So this upper R by 2 represents the resistance of this semicircular part. Is it clear, students? Likewise, the lower semicircular path, semicircular wire, that will be represented by a resistance R by 2. Let me repeat again. There was a wire whose length was L, resistance was R. It has been bent in the form of a circle. We have taken a diameter. Diameter will divide the circle into 2 parts, 2 equal parts. Each one of them will have resistance half of the initial value. So this is R by 2, this is R by 2. I have drawn this circuit like this. Now tell me, you have to find the equivalent resistance between points A and B. So these two resistances are connected in series or in parallel. See, this is connected between same points A and B. This is also connected between same points A and B. So they are clearly connected in parallel. So these two halves, these two semicircular halves have resistance how much? R by 2 and are connected in parallel. If they are connected in parallel, so let R equivalent be the equivalent resistance. Now how do we find equivalent resistance in parallel combination? So 1 by Req is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Now what is R1? Our R1 is R by 2. What is R2? That is also R by 2. So what is 1 by R by 2? That becomes 2 by R. 1 by R by 2 also becomes 2 by R. So this becomes 4 by R. Is this the answer? No. Why? Because this is not Req, this is 1 by Req. So therefore, Req will be how much? Reciprocal of this. That is R by 4. So the wire which was having resistance R, if it is bent in the form of a circle, then across the end points of any diameter, the equivalent resistance will be R by 4. Let's see another interesting question based on this. Similar question. A wire of resistance capital R. So this is a wire whose length is something, say L, resistance is how much? R. Now it is bent in the form of a square. What would be the resistance between diagonally opposite points? I will choose 2 points. Between these 2 points, what is the resistance that we have to find? Now tell me, what will be the length of each side? The total length was L. There are 4 sides. So each length will be L by 4. For each side, so resistance of each side of a square will be how much? We know that resistance is directly proportional to length. Length becomes L by 4. So resistance should also become R by 4. So this is R by 4, R by 4, R by 4, R by 4. Now we have to find equivalent resistance between diagonally opposite points A and B. So those 2 points, I am marking it like this. Now listen carefully. The points between which you have to find the equivalent resistance, those 2 points, you connect it to an imaginary battery. This you don't have to draw, just to think in your mind. The battery will send some current from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So this is the current. Suppose that current is I. This current I will flow till this point A. At point A it will divide, yes or no? Out of I, some current will flow through this path. Remaining current, that is I minus I1, will flow through this part. What I told, the battery sends current I. Out of I1 flows through this path. So how much will remain? I minus I1, that flows through the other path. This current I1, now it starts its journey and continues to flow till point B. So these 2 resistances are in series. Is it clear, students? Why? Because this and this, that provides a single path. Likewise, the current I minus I1, it flows through this one and then it flows through this resistor. So the same current flows through these 2 resistances, so they are also in series. This figure, let me draw it in the form of symbols. It will be like this. Each of the resistance will be how much? R by 4, R by 4, R by 4 and R by 4. What we have to connect between, you have to find net resistance between these 2 points A and B. So I have connected a battery. So this current I will distribute itself into these 2 paths. Whatever current flows through this resistance, same current has to flow through this resistance. So these 2 resistances are in series. Likewise, these 2 resistances are also in series. So let me draw the figure. Between A and B, this R by 4 and this R by 4 are in series. R by 4, R by 4. And their ends are at B and at A. Likewise, for other half, R by 4 and R by 4, they are in series. And this combination of these 2 resistances, they are connected between points A and B. So A and B. We have to find equivalent resistance between A and B. Is it clear? Now probably you can do it yourself. R by 4 and R by 4 are in series. So what will be their equivalent resistance? So they will be simply added. So what is R by 4 plus R by 4? 2R by 4. 2R by 4 is R by 2. So this is equivalent to, so you can write one statement. So let me name them as R1, R2 for simplicity, R3, R4. That R1, R2, they are in series, and R3, R4, they are also in series. So their equivalent resistance will be R1 plus R2. So R1 plus R2 means R by 4 plus R by 4, that is 2R by 4, that is R by 2. So this will become R by 2. And here also this becomes their sum, that is R by 2. Now we have to find the net resistance. Now these 2 resistances which you see, these 2 resistances are connected between same 2 points, therefore they are in parallel. So let Req be the equivalent resistance. So R by 2 and R by 2, they are connected in parallel. Therefore, net resistance Req, how will you find? 1 by Req is equal to 1 by R by 2 plus 1 by R by 2. So this becomes 2 by R plus 2 by R, that is 4 by R. And therefore, this is 1 by Req. So Req will be how much? R upon 4. Is it clear, students? So this way we can solve some simple questions based on series and parallel combination. Today I will be giving you some assignments. Please practice those assignments, try to do them yourselves, and if you find some doubts, you can put them in the link meant for query given in the school's website. So see you in the next week, in the next class. Till then, goodbye students, take care, read well, and I pray that you have sound health during these vacations. Okay, thank you.